Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. Today we're talking about There's Someone Inside Your House.
Whatever little game this is,
I don't wanna die.
whatever you think you know, you don't know shit!
I just wanna live.
Makani has moved from Hawaii to small-town Nebraska to live with her grandmother and finish high school, but as graduation is getting closer, a killer intent on exposing people's darkest secrets begins stalking her and her classmates. So There's Someone Inside Your House is a new slasher horror film that just recently hit Netflix this past week. It's actually based off like a book. I've never gotten a chance to read the book, so I don't know how different the book is compared to, the movie that we got. But it's just really cool to, see. It seems like recently the slasher genre is definitely getting like a resurgence. We have things like the Fear Street trilogy that just came out, which was, I really enjoyed. We have like, Happy Death Day, Freaky. We have the current like Halloween series, the new Scream movie that's coming out. So it's it's a really good time to be not only just like a horror fan, but also a fan of like that specific, the slasher genre in general. So I was really excited. I saw the trailer for this. I was like, cool, right in time for Halloween. And I like the idea behind this film too, because you have this killer that targets people who have secrets and exposes them. And not only that, but when, they're going after people and they kill them, they're actually wearing a mask that looks exactly like the person that they're going after. So I thought that was, that overall, that was a pretty cool concept, to go with for a movie. So we'll go ahead and, get into the things that I did like about this film first. So as far as the kills themselves, so while none of them I feel like were, super original, for the most part overall, I thought that they were actually pretty brutal though. I wasn't expecting, some of them, people getting like their Achilles like slashed. That I was like, geez, like anytime that happens in a movie, I'm just like, oh my God, I can totally feel that. So just like things like that, knives getting put through like people's heads. So it was much more brutal than I was actually expecting, because it kind of has this like young adult, because I think the book might be like a young adult kind of like type of novel. So I wasn't really expecting much as far as like that goes, but surprisingly, I thought the kills, deliver like overall. So if you're a horror fan, a slasher fan, I think you guys will like that aspect of it. And as far as just like the way that the film was shot, for the most part overall, I think that they did a good job. There was some pretty cool sequences. Like at one point they go into, a cornfield and the thing's on fire. Instantly the first movie that comes to mind for me is like, Freddy versus Jason, when Jason's going through and starts, fucking shit up and killing people in the cornfield. It reminds me of that, not exactly, but just like, that vibe. But yeah, there's definitely some like pretty cool like sequences and stuff. The soundtrack, I thought like overall, wasn't familiar with a lot of the songs, but I thought they were pretty solid overall as well. And now as far as things that I wasn't really as keen on, or didn't really care for as much. So the characters themselves. Now, I think as far as all of the actors and actresses go in this movie, I think they all gave good performances and were working with, what they had to, kind of work with. But it's just as far as, and there wasn't anybody I will say that, I straight up like hated or was just like, oh, like this isn't really working for me at all. So I don't think, it's really on the actors. I think more so this has to do with like the writing and just like some of the character development for me wasn't really there. And before you guys get down in the comments, because I know some people will be like, but this is a slasher movie, it's a horror movie, a lot of times you don't have that. Yes, I know, that's something that definitely happens in horror and like the slasher genre a lot, and it's been made fun of in the past. But usually there's like other things to kind of like, make up for that. And here, outside of Makani, like the main character that we're following kind of in this film, you don't really get a lot of development at all with really any of these characters. And I was like myself, I was just hoping for at least a little bit more in that department, and you don't really get that. And as far as the reveal of the killer, themselves, that was definitely something that was pretty disappointing, because, when you get to the point they reveal the killer, I just remember being like, oh, okay. So that kind of sucks, because like I said, as far as like the concept itself, I thought, well, not completely original, I did think it was a pretty cool idea. So I was like, if they can, nail the reveal, and I thought I had actually seen some people like, oh yeah, it's a pretty cool reveal. But for me, I don't know, I was just like, Yeah, I mean, like, I kind of, like, saw that coming, so that aspect definitely kind of, like, let me down, like, overall, too. Overall, though, despite the, the reveal and the lacking and the character development as far as, like, that goes, I still think that there is enough in this movie that if you're a fan of, like I said, the slasher, subgenre, as well as just, like, the horror genre, I do think there's enough in there that you guys will, get some enjoyment out of this film. And it's definitely something, worth checking out for, like, your October lineup, like, overall. So, as far as the score goes, guys, I'm going to give this a 6.5 out of 10. So, I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are overall, down below in the comments, though. Did you check the film out already? If you haven't, is it something that you're going to check out? Let me know down below in the comments. And, actually, I'm also curious, too, if any of you guys watching, if you have read the book and, you saw the movie as well, I want you guys to tell me, is there a big difference between, like, the book and the movie? Because I'm really curious as far as that goes. So, yeah, like I said, leave your thoughts down below in the comments. As always, guys, if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button as well as the bell button next to it. That way you get notifications for all my new videos. Please give this video a thumbs up. And as always, guys, please make sure to check back for more Pop Culture with Pat.